I'm at Dreamworld on Queensland Gold Coast. And this, with me, is a 13-week-old Bengal tiger cub. And really, they're not much different to that little kitten you got in your lounge room. And so we're going to look at the similarities between the tiger cub and your own cat.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Now, you may not believe it, but these young tiger cubs need to learn how to eat meat. And the trick to that is to give them a variety of different types from as early an age as possible, even putting it into their milk. Your own kitten is no different to the tiger cubs. It's important that they experience a whole range of different flavours and textures right from the word go. In particular, things like chicken wings, because not only do they create a different texture, but they're very good for their teeth. It stops tartar build-up. And if you don't introduce these things right from the word go, it's very difficult to introduce them later in life. The keepers spend a lot of time with their tiger cubs, ensuring they create a bond, so the cubs know just how far they can push things. Well, believe it or not, you've got to do the same sort of thing with your kitten. So, using your hands all over the kitten, that's important, right? But even more important is to use some sort of grooming tool. The other important thing is to contact all these areas, like tips of the feet, right? And around the head. Because eventually you're going to have to take your kitten to the vet. And the vet wants to be able to open the kitten's mouth, which is easy when it's a kitten, but not so easy when it's an adult. Feel all over. Once again, feeling the cat increases the contact and the bond between you and your kitten. The two tiger cubs had very different personalities, and the kitten you get may have an extrovert or an introverted personality, and you've got to adjust to that. But the important thing is that all of them love a routine. Time for eating, time for sleeping, and time for playing. The other important thing is, too, that they get used to what goes on around the place. Now, the tiger cubs were used to what went on around the park, like having their enclosure cleaned out. If you're kitten at home, they've got to get used to household things, like the vacuum. And the earlier you start, the easier the whole process becomes. You're not worried, Tag, are you? This is a big cat, Mohan, at 175 kilos. And why can I pat him like this? Because he's been well-trained ever since a cub. You train your kitten the same way, and you can do just about anything with it. Just like these tiger cubs, you can teach your kitten to walk on a lead as long as you start at an early age. Mind you, you'll do get a few hiccups on the way. You see, it's important that cats learn to explore their environment. This way, they're under control and they're not going to do any damage. Try doing it at 3 or 4 years of age, and it's a downright impossibility.
We move like cagey tigers, oh, we couldn't get closer than this.
Spending that time with your cat from an early age has huge benefits. Playing and interacting with your kittens is important as it is for these tiger cubs. All young animals enjoy playing with toys, and what they experience at the start of their life stays with them for the rest of their life. So start your kitten off with some sort of toys. Not everyone has a backyard with lots of trees like the tigers do, so inside, a scratching post is the ideal thing, because this way the kitten gets to exercise itself by jumping up and down. It's important for cats, strengthens their muscles and also keeps their claws sharp. Now, I don't know who gets the most fun out of this sort of toy, but it's half the fun of playing with kittens, isn't it? The big cats of Tiger Island also love physical activity. Pi is using part animal instincts as a predator and part training to leap high into this tree to receive his reward. It's all part of keeping the big cats fit and healthy. The big cats on Tiger Island love to jump between the two logs. It shows a couple of things. One, the tremendous power and agility, and two, the fact that they get rewarded for doing that with a little food reward. But you can teach your kitten to do exactly the same sort of thing, and this is how you do it. A couple of chairs close together, right? Some food on one chair. Tag, place, and back again. Now let's separate the chairs just a fraction. So we actually have to jump. That's the way you do it. Now you can add one more dimension, the circus routine. So we've got a hoop there, and we can get this kitten to jump through the hoop. Same technique. Tag. How's that, eh? I'm listening for the applause.
Boy.
The keepers at Tiger Island spend such a lot of time with their kittens. so that when they grow up to be adults, they're much easier to handle. And the same thing applies to your cat as well. Start off with a kitten, the way you mean to end with a cat. And that way, you'll both end up happy, right? But now some sad news about my old mate. Just weeks after filming, Mohan passed away at the ripe old age of 17. He was the first of many tigers here at Dreamworld and inspired countless visitors to donate to save the world's tigers living in the wild. White tigers have now disappeared from the wild, and there are only a few hundred left in captivity. Goodbye, Mohan. You touched my heart and the heart of everyone who met you.